Good morning. You're welcome on Her Voice on Women Radio 91.7. It is 11:30. Her Voice is a deliberate program that seeks to condemn all forms of violence against women and girls, all forms of violence and discrimination against women and girls. Her Voice is an initiative of Women Radio 91.7 in partnership with Action Aid Nigeria and supported by Global Affairs Canada. My name is Esther Alaribe, and today on Her Voice, we'll be discussing eradicating poverty through women empowerment. According to the World Poverty Clock, Nigeria has over 66 million people living in extreme poverty, and about 33% of this population are women. Poverty eradication in Nigeria is actually possible by the time we begin to actually uphold women's rights without any form of bias and ensure that we give equal opportunity to women in everything that concerns them. Talk about the economic empowerment, talk about in politics, decision making. Everything will fall into place if we actually recognize and uphold women's rights. Now, promoting women's economic rights and empowerment will foster a more gender equitable and will also ensure a gender responsive pattern of economic development, thereby empowering women to contribute effectively to the home front and the nation at large. That's why we're looking at this today, eradicating poverty through women empowerment. Today on Our Voice on Women Radio 91.7, I'll be speaking with our guest this morning, Ambassador Prudence Edward Gogo, a community development practitioner. Good morning, Prudence. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm very delighted to be connected with you this morning. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Prudence. Prudence, what's the situation of the flood in Rivers State currently? And besides, how is it like for women and children over there?
Wow, women issue. Always very interesting. Well, I will say that presently the economic is not smiling on neither the male nor the female because poverty has eaten down into the system of the society. And I would rightly say that poverty is more than just lack of income and resources. You know, it causes hunger, malnutrition, because once you're not eating, you cannot think right or do the needful. And again, we look at some of the challenges that hunger causes, whereby once there is limited access to education and some basic amenities which the government is meant to provide for the people, I would say of a truth, poverty from the basis have to do with gender discrimination, exclusion of lack of say in decision making that affects the life of the woman. Because why would I say gender discrimination? We look at our society as a patriarchal society, a male-dominant society whereby the male believes they can decide the pace for the women. Even when the women have the ability to do the needful, there's always this barrier and challenges that comes with poverty. You know, women have made so many significant contributions in their day-to-day life. They try as much to bring in income to the household, despite the fact that they try to, work on wages, the kind of jobs they earn, they don't earn that much. And they even try to create small jobs like entrepreneurs to make sure that they take care of the family, the husband and the elder ones. But they don't have that economic power. They don't have the resources to stand firm and push like the men do. Women farmer, for example, may not be able to make their crops thrive like the men because they don't have valuable assets to see, credit facilities, technologies, extension services, just like as we have with women in businesses, in institutions. For such businesses to move, they need finance. How many banks are ready to borrow women money to add to their income? And then it comes down to the common woman on the street. Many women depend on their husbands, the so-called housewives, that are not doing anything. If the husband does not give them money, there will definitely be gender-based violence. You know, it really restricts the woman without having much money. Even when the woman as an housewife can't fend for herself, we expect the man to provide women is being reduced. Most especially their rights are not protected. So many obstacles, on the way of the extraordinary woman. So along the line, we look at how can poverty be eradicated? What are the government plans and policies for the women?
All right,
and
thank you so much.
Women have this soft touch for the family. A woman will not eat if our family, if our husband has not eaten, if our children will not eat. They accept the medical care late, even though they have money, they want to feed the family and take less of themselves, whereby causing risks and danger to their lives. Most women lack access to quality education. Some of them are not that educated like the men. And when they are faced with challenges and problems, they feel the best way to do is to sell their body, which is wrong. And from there, the men might want to have sexual exploitation, harassment, as a means of struggle to survive.
All right, Prudence.
These days we are saying that the need to empower women and the girls, as much as the boys, to learn and pursue career is very, very paramount.
All right, thank you so much, Prudence.
Poverty is the leading thing in that country today.
Right.
And we need also to break the stereotypes and give women and girls the chance they deserve by supporting women and girls to receive education, skills acquisition, training. Even when they train the women in so many skills, how many government personnel from the federal, the state, down to the local level have been able to empower the women with the right tools. How many of the women can access loan grants from the government to make them face the labor force of the future? To have a better understanding and to solve the problem of women poverty, we need a better and accurate gender data to be able to ascertain the number of women we have in our country. What are they into? What are the women? What the type of career? Are they farmers? Are they educated? Are they bankers? Or are they housewives? And how we need information
to tend to their needs differently.
The government can use such data to plan a better policy on how to eradicate poverty. I know of some cash programs which the government have started this year, most especially the Western world, has been able to come into so many local governments, registering both the male and the female on cash transfer. But now I am so particular about the women. What are the policies of the government for the women? But the government have a data plan to know how they can get a better policy to see to the barriers and challenges that affect women, most especially poverty.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, Prudence, for that. Yes, Prudence has actually been able to establish more facts than I even requested for initially, because yes, these are the issues. These are issues that affect women, and yes, when we get to talk about them, you can tell the passion in the voice of Prudence this morning. To be a part of the conversation, you can send us a text or a WhatsApp message on 070-317-56537. You can listen live via the website at www.wfm917.com. You can also download the mobile app to listen live, WFM917. Yes, so on Her Voice today, as we get to discuss eradicating poverty through women empowerment, my name is Esther Laribe, and I'm speaking with Ambassador Prudence Edward Gogo, Community Development Practitioner. So we went on the streets, and here's what people have to say.
If government could empower some women, we have some that they don't have, and we have some that have. If they can empower them, it will help to eradicate poverty. I'm not working, my husband is working. He cannot take all the responsibility. There are some ways that we women need to assist our husbands to. If government want to empower, they should please do, so that all of us will be relieved.
Begging for help anyhow, because there is something that is fetching in money for you, that is bringing in some cash for you. Please, doing your own thing maybe you have been dependent before, it makes you an independent person. So, and once you are independent, you will be lifted out of begging at all time or looking up to somebody to do something for you.
So màmá ìpè yes ìjọba ṣe nǹkan fún mi àmọ́ wípé kíjọba wá kówó mi fún yàn kan wípé kó wá kó fún mi ìjọba ò ṣe nǹkan fẹ́mi o tó bá mọ̀ pé ìjọba fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan fún wa nílùú wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan fáwọn obìnrin irú àwọn ọmọ wa tó fẹ́ bọ́ sí skul bòmíì tó bá ti lè fi rán ọmọ wọn lọ sí skul bóyá ìyá wọn fẹ́ dá wọn lókòwò kó dá wa lókòwò àwọn tí ò tí kọ́ṣẹ́ kó fi sọ síbi ìkọ́ṣẹ́ tó ti yẹ bí báyẹn gbogbo nǹkan báyẹn tó bá ti ń ṣe kò sí wàhálà kí oúnjẹ ó dẹ̀ tún wà òkè ebi ń pọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà gbogbo nǹkan wà òkè la fẹ́ ìlú ti le jù ìlú ti le kókókó ẹjọ́ bá bẹ̀ àwọn ìjọba.
Prudence, you have heard what the women have to say, and you've mentioned the need for the government to collect data and know these women, know the sector they fall into, so we can tend to their needs differently. So what are the steps in actually ensuring that we empower these women? I mean, the 2023 general election is coming, and we know all of these conversations we get to talk about vote buying and stuff. When these women don't have any means of livelihood, we'll talk about people who have been affected by the flood. So somebody comes giving you something that you need at that time. Most people would just tilt towards just collecting it and just do for themselves what they can. So let's talk about being intentional about empowering women.
Well, empowering women and girls is a key contributor to economic development, and to some extent, I will not say government has not tried, but the needful needs to be done, because the population of women are more higher than the men and the youth in our society. And it is being said that when you build a woman, you build a nation. So I will say the need for quality education is of importance, because I can say women need education to be active and to be able to step up to the demands of the present economic society, trends of what is happening. Women also need quality healthcare services, because the woman that works so hard needs to take care of herself. And when you look at virtually the public health centers we have, thank God for some states that are really upgraded their healthcare services, which I know for a sure Lagos State has the scheme for Eco-Inera, where people can come and access at a minimum rate. But I know for sure some other states does. Why we appeal that those other states that don't really have should think of a way of upgrading the medical services to up to date in a way that women will be able to have access to public medical center.
All right.
And enjoy the benefit. And I also look at jobs opportunities and employment. That is why some of them that are not educated will fall under the category of acquiring of skills, training, capacity building, and all those stuff. So we also look at how do we also enlighten our women, you know, to be good leaders, so that when the opportunity to participate in decision-making, election, electoral process, women will be able to represent us to the fullest and also play their role as women, most especially when we find them in leadership roles. It can be at the federal level, state level, or at the local level. Or it can also be at the public or private sector, but we want our women to be empowered on leadership skill and decision making, because I would say of the truth that women are the best managers. And since women are the best managers, so I believe anything administrative, women are always best. And I also say that the need to invest in women entrepreneurial ideas emotionally and financially is of utmost importance, because women don't really have that finance, income, or resources to make them stand sharp and firm like the male. And I would also like to talk about the need for women to have the opportunity for mentorship. Women still need good mentors. How many of our women that have gotten the opportunity to be leading us at the federal, the state, and local government level has been necessary to mentor the common man, woman on the
Woman,
street, the girl child, which is more vulnerable in aspects of gender-based violence. We need to go down to the basics, catch them young, and see how we can change the mindset of our women and the girl child.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Prudence
The
Edward.
surgery of the mindset, because you can't compare what is obtainable these days to the past. In the past, we are meant to believe that men are to provide for the children and the wife. But this day, what is obtainable? We are seeing it as a 50-50 thing. So we need to change the mindset of our women to know that they don't have to depend so much on a man. They need to work hard.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Prudence Edward Gogo. Thank you so much.
And becoming breadwinners.
Thank you so much. Our time has been well invested this morning.
So we need people to mentor them, educate them, and also assist them to become better citizens to the society. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Prudence. Do have a wonderful day.
Yes, sir.
All right. And yeah, that was our guest, Ambassador Prudence Edward Gogo, community development practitioner. You can tell the passion in her voice for issues concerning women and the need for women empowerment, because truly a whole lot of things that happen in our society, especially to women, would not happen if these women had the capacity, financial capacity, to actually make decisions for themselves and be able to take their own lives into their hands. Thank you so much for being a part of Her Voice this morning. Her Voice holds every third Tuesday, and Her Voice is an initiative of Women Radio 91.7 in partnership with Action Aid Nigeria and supported by Global Affairs Canada. A big thank you to the production team. Until we come your way next time, I remain your host. My name is Esther Alaribi. Good morning.